Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. It's now May 19th, May 19th, and we have a transfer video. It's a bit early, but look, it's been everywhere. I mean, how can you avoid it as an Arsenal fan? Transfers is what every football fan, I would say, looks forward to seeing. And now it looks like with Arsenal, there has been, this player, he has been linked. He has been linked with Arsenal for a very long time, and I'm talking about Declan Rice. Declan Rice is a player that's been linked up for Arsenal. I think since probably the last 2 months I've been seeing just links with Declan Rice. But now it's looking like the time where the links are getting more concrete. You are seeing more credible journalists mentioning the name of Declan Rice to Arsenal and just seeing it more, talked about. And I think it's gone to the point where now that it confirms that Arsenal are really linked to Declan Rice, and it's a player that Arsenal are trying to sign. Now, I'll be honest, with Declan Rice, he's a good player. He is a good player, and I think what he does bring to the team is something that Arsenal do require, because when you see who Arsenal are trying to get rid of, Granit Xhaka is someone that is looking like they're going to buy Leverkusen. The likes of Charlie Patino is looking like he's off to. Sambi Lokanga is looking like he's off to. Obviously, there's still doubts about Smith Rowe, what's going to happen with him. So the midfield is a position that also do need to strengthen, and for so many years we always neglect that position. I mean, if you look at Arteta's reign, we've signed 4 midfielders, and I would only say out of the 4 that we signed, only 2 are fit enough, which is Thomas Partey and Martin Odegaard. Jorginho, it's hard to rate Jorginho right now as of now because we haven't seen him for a long time. But I mean, if you look at the time, it would be Martin Odegaard and Thomas Partey who have only been the successful midfielders. So the midfield position, when you look at as well, we do have very aging players. Thomas Partey, who's about to be, I think he's 30 years old. Jorginho, 30 years old. Granit Xhaka, 30 years old. So we do need to invest in that midfield. And I mean, when you look at Manchester City, the way these guys play, I mean, that's the levels Arsenal need to aspire to. And you look at their midfield, I mean, quality upon quality, and I think that's what Arsenal need to do. And I think Arteta realizes the next step, the next way to go to that next stage is by now adding those key additional good quality players that can take us to the next level. And do I think Declan Rice is that player? I don't know. Look, he's a good player. He can play in multiple positions. He can play in the number 6 position. He can play in the number 8 position. He's really good on the ball. He can even play centre back. And I think one key thing about Arteta is, if you looked at it, he always tries signing players that are very versatile, that can play in a number of positions, and I think that is why he looks at Declan. That's something that made Declan Rice stand out to him. And for me, look, I would love Declan Rice, but the question about Declan Rice is the price. Now, the reports are also trying to bid for 92 million, whilst West Ham's asking price is 100 million. That's the value they're putting him at, and obviously for West Ham, that's what they value him at. But I think he only has 1 year left on his contract, so it's going to be expensive signing, a very expensive signing. Now, one thing you do have to consider is Arsenal's budget. Obviously, we have the Champions League money, but there's been a lot of rumours as well of Arsenal being linked with Caicedo. Now, personally, for me, I think Arsenal will only sign one of them. It will either be Declan Rice or Caicedo. In this moment of time, it does look like Arsenal favour Declan Rice a bit more. But the question is Arsenal willing to pay 100 million for Declan Rice? For me, 100 million is very, very high. I mean, that is a lot of money for one player. And I think that you could buy 2 to 3. I think you could buy 2 quality midfielders with 30 million. I mean, you look at Southampton. I think he's in Latvia. A quality player. Also, you got Caicedo as well. So 100 million is a lot of money. But look, if he is a player that Arteta sees, you know, Arsenal going to that next level, then sign him up. If that's what Arteta believes, then sign him up. I mean, I think Arteta has shown that he deserves trust from the fans and from the board. Look where he's taking us. So I think he does deserve the trust. And if he thinks Declan Rice is that player to take Arsenal to the next level, then sign him up. The only question is how stern are West Ham going to be with Declan Rice? I mean, for me personally, I don't see Declan Rice a player that he's going to throw his toys out of the pram. I think he's going to be a player that's going to be quite respectful in the negotiations, not really push West Ham too much. And I think that's the downside for Arsenal in this transfer. I think West Ham could really try get 100. They are going to try get 100 million and squeeze Arsenal every penny they can, especially when he's British and they know that we're desperate for a midfielder. So it's going to be interesting to see what does happen. Look, Declan Rice is a fantastic player, a brilliant player, and I think, I mean, for quite a few years, or I think only 2 seasons ago, it looked like he was dead set on going Chelsea, but things have turned, and now he's looking like he's favoring a move to Arsenal now. I would love to have Declan Rice. Honestly, he's a really good player, but I think it's the price that really does worry me. But look, if that's the player Arteta wants, then we have to go get him. He played good in the World Cup. He played quite good in the World Cup. And in West Ham, he's had a really good season. One good thing about Declan Rice that I almost forgot about is he does have a really good injury record. He doesn't get injured often. I think in the last, 2 years or something, he's only missed one game. But I'm going to say that, and I'm going to end up cursing him. He's going to come also and pick an injury within the first 2 games or something. I mean, with Arsenal, we're just so unlucky with our injuries. So, yeah, that's another thing also do need to look at. We need to start signing players that don't get injured often, because with Arsenal, it seems that we always have players that always get injured in crucial moments of the season. I mean, you looked at Jesus this season. I think Thomas Partey was out as well at the start of the season for a few games. Zinchenko is now out. Martinelli is now. We always get these injuries, so it's so important to get players that are, injury free, and players that are ready to hit the ground running. I mean, you saw the impact of Zinchenko and Jesus from playing in the Premier League last season. They were quickly able to adjust now, and I think that Declan Rice is able to quickly adjust to the Premier League and help us. I mean, yeah, I think that's what's important. But yeah, guys, that's the end of today's video. Let me know in the comments if Declan Rice is a player that you want Arsenal to sign. If you're interested in Arsenal signing him, whether you have any alternatives that you'd like to see Arsenal sign. But yeah, guys, that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe if new. Catch you guys.